Jolan true Centurions, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Mod. I am Fleet Admiral Tarek of the Dreadnought Arias Morte, as we continue our campaign against the United Federation of Planets. And the last time we were coming to terms with the loss of our gigantic battleship by conquering the planet. Yes, that is exactly what you do whenever you're depressed, sad, or anything like that. Immediately go into a plasma-fueled rage and annihilate Federation outposts and capture their planets so that they must bow beneath your mighty new ship and build a gigantic statue to your old King Condor. Both of them! Yes, that's what we made this planet do. There are now two statues of King Condor sitting in the middle of a plaza that used to have some sort of important building, probably a school. So, let's set out into space and go after Earth. I am 87% sure this is Earth. Could be wrong. Don't think I am. And I'm right. So yeah, this is definitely Terra. We know it's Terra because San Francisco is the capital of the Federation for reasons. Although, to be fair, it does give you a really cool sort of background image in the wide shots. The Golden Gate Bridge with shuttles flying all around the place. That was always pretty fun. So we're now squaring off against Earth, a severely changed Earth. Major global cooling occurred, which caused lots of increase in the ice caps, which are now invisible, and tons of territory was suddenly formed. Either that, or they drained the Mediterranean Sea. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, so we are escorted today by the Dream Slayer. Now that is a name for a battleship. Oh, that's for sure. As well as the B-10 battleship, the Invincible! Yes, now we're getting on very Federation-style names. Squaring off against an enemy, BB... Just a normal X, was it? No, it's a BBVX, so a battleship carrier to defend the Homeworld, which will up, and also a normal battleship. Federation pulling out all the stops. Unfortunately, we came with more stuff than they did. So let's make sure that we're not getting too badly set back. Set up our ECM, increase our shields to the maximum level, and focus mainly on this dreadnought. I'm more concerned about this than I am about anything else. Mainly because, well, fighters are scary, and to be frank, the additional photon torpedo and missile launcher that he gets doesn't really matter to me. Oh, we haven't really quite figured out how fast we're going. I'm going into this fight like it's a King Condor. No, we can't do that. We mustn't do that. If we try to do that, we shall fail. That would be bad. So let's go into the power readouts. Something in the neighborhood of that will be okay-ish, as long as we're charging plasma torpedoes. Get ready to target him, and we should also prepare to engage the pseudo-frigates. There should be a launch all button that if you press immediately, you should be able to launch all your pseudo-frigates. And the reason I say that is because, well, the AI immediately launches all of its fighters and or pseudo-frigates at the start of a battle if you get the close position convoy mission. And I'm not quite sure how that works. So because there are multiple large dreadnoughts that we are probably going to want to try and trick into doing lots of things, we're going to set up our two pseudo-torpedoes instead of the whole show. That way we've got a little bit of something to try and trick this guy with. Incoming photon torpedoes. Decent hits, and they got through the shield. Not great. Fire the plasma torpedoes and begin your turn. Unfortunately, we made a mistake. We've begun our turn in the direction that the fighters will come after us. Oh well. You win some, you lose some, and you die. So, as much as I did mock that this is only a twin battleship force, I did kind of forget, quite frankly, that we weren't in a King Condor. And I mentioned it at the top of the episode, too. How crazy is that? And what I mean by that is, I kind of figured we had way more plasma torpedoes than we actually have, and shielding, and staying power, and dear God, we're gonna get killed. Wait for the fighters to shoot. Why are the fighters not shooting? Okay, the fighters are engaging the Klingons. Coming on cloak. Deploy all pseudo-frigates. Also, all plasma torpedoes. Engage! Engage! We must get the torpedoes out. Go. 2, 3, 4. I'm not watching what happens, so I don't know. Phasers fired. Cloak. Disappear time. Ow. I think we've been out. Were we out, or did they get out? They got out. Oh, they fired the photon torpedoes when we were basically on top of them, and shot themselves while not breaking through this shield. We were most definitively not out. I'm going to call the pseudo-frigates back now, because we're not on a limb, but I don't want them in the middle of this melee. Because I don't want to have to go home after this. I want to be able to sort of stay out here, stay engaging, stay fighting. And if I've got to return to replace my pseudo-frigates, that's not great. Mine's being beamed right in the middle of our group. That's not grand because we have a lot of pseudo frigates around here that we need to scoop back up. Come on, get back on board. One more. There we go. We're all back on board, all nice and safe and sound. Drop a mine right here, and we are continuing to try to charge enveloping plasma torpedoes. It's not quite working out for the one Arcade plasma torpedo, mainly so that we can worry about him. Because oh god, that was the Dream Slayer. The Dream Slayer is now exploding plasma. Luckily, we did take out the Hampton. Now it's just us versus the battleship, along with the Invincible. As long as we have the Invincible on our side, how could we possibly lose? It's not like ships have ever been poorly named like that in the past. We're going to stay in cloak. We're going to pass through him. Do I have more power yet? No, we're very much not at more power yet. Attack shift of 1 right now, so we are relatively... No, we're vulnerable. I misread that. I was thinking defense shift. So we'll pass by him. And we do need to build in some distance because we need to worry about the missile launcher. Missile launchers at close range are a surprisingly effective counter to cloak. And come out of cloak now. There goes the photon torpedo. Both of them missed. Wasn't able to get a good shot on us. And we are deployed. All right, pseudo frigates, get ready for harassment operations. Stay at range, work the corners, and don't get too close. Plasma torpedoes are set and ready to rock. Did you deploy a... Yep, you did. There's your Wild Weasel. It's been shot down. We're turning in. We will have 4 plasma torpedoes to engage with this group, aside from our friendly neighborhood pseudo-fighter squadron. Ow, there was a lot of phaser fire, but we went out and engaged with our own plasma torpedoes. And that's a nice big chunking barrage right there. That ought to do a decent amount of damage. We are dividing the damage a little bit, and not getting the plasma R involved is a bit of a difficulty. But that did chunk through a shield. Really knocked out 2 shields, weakened this one significantly, and that one as well. Followed up with a whole bunch of plasma F fire from our pseudo frigates is doing wonders. Plasma torpedoes to normal mode. Yeah, I understand. We're not going to get the full use out of that R. How am I doing a speed and, shield charge rate? Taking some hits here, but we would like to get going. Come on, more speed. He's doing a relative... That's why we wanted to turn. But I think, yeah, we made the turn in time, so we didn't take the photon torpedo hits actually to ourselves, which is very useful. Also, the forward shield is at full power, which will mean sieging this planet will be much easier than it otherwise would have been. I do believe, however, that this planet does not have major defenses because it's not PLPH, so it's probably just a normal planet. How's the Antares doing? Not so great. It's a wonderful name for a ship. Unfortunately, every single Antares we've run into, we've been able to basically curb stop. So we're just going to continue to come out here and steadily come around. One of the reasons why I really like the name Antares is just because there's a wonderful line from a book called The Warrior's Apprentice, where they meet this jump pilot, because this is one of those sci-fi universes where jump technology requires special augmentation for people so that they can actually, command the ship through the warp. And he says, at the end of a jump, you're either where you intend to go, or you're not, or you're nowhere. It's like quarks smeared from Antares to Oz. Something like that. It's a very good book series, the Vorkosigan Saga by Los McMaster-Bujold. It is one of my favorite book series right now. I've been reading it and rereading it a lot. And the audiobooks. The audiobooks for that series are fantastic. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. So now we are currently staring Earth, I suppose, in the face, and I don't believe Earth has defenses. We'll set a probe to make sure, but we're also going to set plasma torpedoes to enveloping so that we can do this properly. And also increase our speed just a little bit because we have additional energy to waste. Unfortunately, we are 0.2 points of energy shy of being able to go 1 more point of energy faster. We shall survive, somehow. So, according to latest probe results, he is equipped with just 8 phaser 3s. So not even 16 phaser 3s, 8 of them. Fascinating. Increase the maximum speed of time, and we're just going to park in orbit and shell the crap out of it. We'll stop at a distance of around 5.99. Maybe we'll get to 4.99 just so our phasers are better and more accurate. But other than that, it's going to be a nice, easy siege here. Earth, so poorly defended. Hopefully we will continue this trend of completely undefended planets. So steadily getting on in there. We want to make sure that we don't crash. Also, no shielding, which I feel is a bit of a mistake for Earth. The most important planet in, well, the Federation, I guess. Is it really, though? Well, kind of. It is the seat of government and all that. And we are closing and closing. I'm watching this display here because I can't read the other one right now. Are we going to park just in time perfectly? A little bit closer, but yeah, we are going to stop within 5.99. Okay, I'm reasonably satisfied with that, actually. Plasma torpedoes. Fire the pseudos. Now fire the real ones. And the reason why we did that is rather obvious. We wanted to soak up the fire on that. 283 damage is a significantly less amount of damage than what we were doing in Arcane Condor. But I suppose for what we are, that's reasonable. I would deploy pseudo-frigates, except pseudo-frigates tend to go kind of nuts when trying to attack planets. Really, the AI in general doesn't know how to attack planets. It doesn't want to get anywhere near them, which I suppose I can understand. Because, you know, you don't want to crash into things. We've done that before. It's bad. So, yeah, the AI, not quite brilliant around planets. If we were to deploy our pseudo-frigates, they would immediately rush to around, like, a distance of 15 or so. And then try and snipe with, you know, phaser X's, or plasma torpedoes from there. Doesn't work out quite as well as you might think. And another massive barrage. We really should be checking this, shouldn't we? Oh, yeah. Everybody go. Take me a planet. This will be nice and easy. So the first, I suppose, planetary defense station is down? What are we going after in these missions like this? Because we're not taking the planet, obviously. We're just doing something to prepare the planet to be taken. And every single time we have to prepare the planet to be taken again. Unless we're steadily landing reinforcements over and over. But that just seems weird. So let's see what we're currently operating at. 670 prestige. So a decent amount of cash right there. Pop off. Jump back. And another Homeworld assault. Of course we're going to take it. Homeworld assaults, 1, pay out well, as we've just demonstrated. And 2, are fun. Red alert. Increase speed. Oh, are you an SCS? You are an SCS. Okay, so it's a space control ship. It's basically the biggest carrier they can get, aside from the battleship carrier. It's the biggest of the pure carrier class. How's that? Because technically, everyone's battleship carriers are physically larger than their largest carrier type. Escorted today by the IKV Fury, which is a B-10 battleship, and the C-8V, the Defiler. Interesting name. Oh, and this is a much better defended planet. This is a PLPH. Probes. Nope, can't do the probe yet. Now we can do the probe. Also make sure that we go in here and that's an old dreadnought. You're a light dreadnought, aren't you? Yes, you are. You're a DNLX. I'm sure of it. Yep. Which, don't get me wrong, the DNLX is not the worst of the dreadnoughts we could have run into, but it has less firepower than a normal well, maybe not, actually. Now, it has less firepower than the normal DN, but not the DNE. And so it can be faster. Now, granted, the DNLX is a major upgrade over the normal, no, we want to go this and this. The DNLX is a major upgrade over the normal DNL, because the increase in firepower from its phaser 1s to all phaser X's is pretty significant. But it's still kind of a joke that we're currently running into it. I mean, I suppose they're trying to pull ships out of mothballs at this point to desperately try and stop us. But things ain't going well for them. Oh, I know how we can justify this. We're taking different planets progressively in the solar system. Before, we took a very super terraformed Uranus. That's got to be it, because it was blue and green. And this is clearly Mars. So, let's steadily pull away so we can start doing our little tricks of trying not to get too close to the enemy while we trick them into engaging pseudo-plasma torpedoes. Am I missing anything? I really feel like I'm missing something. What am I missing? Well, he's decided to go off and engage the Defiler, so that's great for us. I imagine these fighters will come after us. So plasma torpedoes are set to enveloping, phasers are set to overload. ECM is properly set, shield reinforcements properly set. We're doing a speed of a little bit low, so let's go up in a little bit. You and you, I let you get too close. Pseudo torpedoes away. Slow down. And cloaking. Because we've got fighters we're about to fly on top of. We've got a little bit of energy that we can currently now invest in speed, so we're doing a speed of, what, 6? And we'll zip on by here. USS Thresher. Ooh, I like that, man. So let them pass right over on top of us. I was expecting phaser fire, but they're not really doing it. But now they're starting to turn right when I need to decloak. Decloak! This is gonna suck! Oh, they fired at exactly the wrong moment. I was still covered. So all the plasma, and now recloak. There we go. A nice big chunking hit right there. Takes out all of his shields. He's now vulnerable. Oh, looks like the Wallace is getting involved in a big way, ripping open the Defiler. Now, granted, the Defiler's only a C8, not the biggest dreadnought you're going to run into, but still a pretty decent ship. I want to pass through this formation. I can pretty much ignore the pressure. Decloaking and phaser fire might actually kill it. So we're just worried about the Wallace at this point. The Wallace is not exactly super well armed. There goes the Thresher. Excellent. We're going to begin a steady turn so that by the time we come out of it, we will be right behind this light dreadnought. Basically, the whole world is currently tracking this light dreadnought. Decloaking now. And yes, I know we haven't deployed our pseudo-frigates, but it turned out to be not necessarily. Phasers chunking down some of the stern shields, coming into more forward arcing. And I didn't drop that, so who did? Basically, someone trying to screw me. Oh, he's too close to do that. Because we are, I've just realized, at a range of less than 1. Hi. Hi. Put the forward shield on, reduce speed, let's just tank the hit. Because we can do that. We have enough energy, maybe not actually. He's got only 5 photon torpedoes, so that'll add up to 40 damage if they all hit. So we're just going to steadily build up the forward shield. Hi. Shield defense. Thank you. And now shield defense off. All phasers. Hit them there. Plasma torpedoes were too close for that. Too close for plasma torpedoes. Switching to phasers. Increase speed. We need to start moving. Come on. More phaser firepower. Also prepare the emergency high energy turn of trickery and doom. Because that will maybe not end him, but it'll do a good job of it. Helm. Stand by. This is going to have to be quick and dangerous. Hard turn coming over. All plasma torpedoes are selected. Engage. Right perfectly. Oh, too much power. Too much firepower sent into him, and he just couldn't handle it. And one of the ancient legacy vessels, upgraded with brand new Phaser X's, has proven that it is still an inferior design. And so we make tracks for the planet. Increases speed of time. We want to get things done relatively quickly. We are going to have to siege this planet. This is not going to be just a simple park in orbit and bombard. This will be actually knock down the shields steadily, work down all the defenses, and then take it. And speaking of which, hi, 20 Marines on board that we need to steal, and which is actually not all that bad, all things considered. Power screen. Thank you. We've got enough energy into the forward shields. Our heavy plasma torpedoes should be reasonable enough to knock him out. And we'll just zoom on in here to cause as much havoc as we can. So, tick-tock, tick-tock. Not much we can do, though, while we're waiting, because I'm refusing to go much faster than this, because I'm worried about the 8 photon torpedoes, the 8 phaser 4s, and the 16 phaser 3s. Well, not so much the phaser 3s, they can't hit us. Although it looks like you've already knocked down a shield, which is impressive. Oh, crap, we're going to get too close. I'll stop. Okay, now increase speed very gently. We need to close with a range of 15, so our plasma torpedoes are effective. We'll close to 14.5. That way we can ensure that we're actually in range and the ship isn't too big. Heavy plasma torpedoes on the siege now. Cause some damage. There we go. Knocking out all the shields, making them vulnerable to all the damages. And how did that do on his people on the ground? 15. That did a pretty decent number, although their constant blinking away firepower is also helping considerably. So while we're taking damage, because apparently, well, to be fair, we are the biggest threat. We will have to wait, though. Another round of big old plasma torpedoes. And I'm going to fire you and then you. That way we'll soak up some of the firepower from those, and then we can hit them with a real punch. How you doing? Probe, tell me. Probe tells me he's just about dead, so let's get in there. So I am willing to risk getting close. Also, he's down to 4 people. Technically, if we can just get a single shield down and beam people over, we can kill him now. 3 people, and even better. One more person dies, and that'll be basically it for you. All plasma torpedoes selected. Engage. Let's start chaining these. More plasma. Just continue to bombard, punch through. There is no defense. All your base art belong to us. Surrender and all of that jazz. Sending the people over. Begin the turn. Steadily turning. One person is left. Apparently the planet is also known as the USS Hampton. So, back down to normal speed. Homeworld captured for a second time this episode. Well done, everybody. Good job. Let's see how much prestige that one was worth. I imagine 670 again. Because it was 2 battle... yep, 670. Excellent. Still, the planet is not ours, but we will continue the siege. We will put the pressure on, and eventually it will become ours. But that's going to do it for today. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment. How do you feel now knowing that our fleet is now high in orbit above you? And I will see you all in the next episode.